When a jury gives you money in your civil lawsuit for an accident matter or medical malpractice or wrongful death, why do the insurance companies try and propagandize that type of verdict by saying that you hit the jackpot, that you hit an award, that you got awarded a whole bunch of money? You want to know the answer why? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some remarkable information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law in the state of New York. The insurance companies and the people that they represent would like nothing more than to tell the general public that these verdicts are in fact awards, as if it's like you're going to the carnival and now you hit the target and you get an award. You get a stuffed animal. Well, guess what? Getting a jury verdict in your favor is not an award. You know, defense attorneys love to use this analogy at the time of closing remarks. They turn to the jury and say, listen, a verdict in their favor is like a jackpot, and they're here asking for a jackpot. Well, you know what? Injured victims aren't asking for a handout. They're not asking to hit the lottery. They're not asking for a jackpot. You know what they're asking for? They're asking not to be injured in the first place. They're asking not to have gotten hurt. They're asking for this accident never to have happened. That's what they're asking for. Unfortunately, nobody can turn back the hands of time. And now we're faced with a situation where now you have an injured victim who suffered these injuries as a direct result of somebody else's carelessness, their negligence. And now they are obligated to compensate the injured victim for all of their harms, all of their losses, and all of their damages. That's the law in New York, that if the jury determines that someone was careless and caused somebody else harm, then by law, the jury now is obligated to compensate that person for all of those harms and injuries. And now that could be significant. There might be past pain and suffering from the time of the accident until trial. There could be problems into the future, which will be known as future pain and suffering. What about medical expenses? And there's a whole host of other types of damages that an injured victim might be entitled to. So now when a verdict comes in that could be very substantial, 7 figures, 8 figures even, into the millions and multiple millions of dollars, the defense and the critics and the news media love to do nothing more than to turn around and say, look at this award that they got. Really? You ask a single injured victim who suffered horrible injuries whether they think that this is an award. They think that this is an award for getting hurt. It's not. It's compensation. It's an obligation that the wrongdoer incurred the moment that they caused this person harm. That's what this is. So next time you hear in the newspaper and the news media saying, hey, they hit the jackpot, hey, this is the lottery, guess what? You'll never see a single injured victim jumping up and down saying, yay, I won the jackpot, yeah, I won the lottery. Instead, they want their health back. They want this incident never to have happened. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these civil lawsuits here in New York. You know, I realize you're watching this, and I acknowledge you're watching this because you have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need answers, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. You know, this is something I do every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.